Horrifying moments. How Ukrainian counteroffensive destroy thousands of Russian tanks to date. A smoking Russian tank lies among the charred ruins after Ukrainian forces repelled Moscow's forces to the east. Russia has lost at least 10 tanks as well, and troops and combat vehicles after a failed attack on a Ukrainian town. Moscow's troops launched an assault on the eastern Ukrainian town of Vuhledar, in a region that has seen intense fighting for months now. The destroyed tanks and vehicles were found in the village of Mikilske, according to Ukrainian military bloggers. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said after the failed Russian attack, "There was an attempt by the enemy to advance in the direction of Vuhledar, but our soldiers stopped it, inflicting heavy losses on the enemy. Dozens of vehicles, many killed and wounded." Vuhledar is positioned at the intersection between the eastern and southern front lines, and has seen the most brutal fighting since the full-scale invasion was launched by Russia. The Ministry of Defense in Britain has claimed that another Russian assault, this time in the city of Avdiivka, has floundered after Moscow's troops came up against strong Ukrainian defenses. The MOD says that Russia lost around 200 armored vehicles during the fighting in the city over the last 3 weeks. The MOD statement said, "In the south, the Ukrainian advance remains relatively static between the two main lines of Russia's well-prepared defensive positions," the MOD said in a statement. Around the Donbas town of Avdiivka, a large-scale Russian assault has floundered on strong Ukrainian defenses. EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has also told Ukraine that the bloc will stand with the country as long as it takes. She said, "Of course, the enlargement topic will be at the top of the agenda, but also our financial and military support. The most important message is reassuring that we stand by Ukraine for as long as it takes." Meanwhile, the US has announced a new weapons package for Ukraine. Washington will provide Ukraine with up to $125 million worth of arms and equipment, according to US Secretary of State Antony Blinken. In its statement, the State Department said the Defense Department would be making another announcement on military aid to Ukraine. The General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces reported on November 4 that Russia had lost 304,100 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of its full-scale invasion on February 24, 2022. This number includes 830 casualties. Russian forces suffered just over the past day. According to the report, Russia has also lost 5,276 tanks, 9,939 armored fighting vehicles, 9,716 vehicles and fuel tanks, 7,363 artillery systems, 861 multiple launch rocket systems, 568 air defense systems, 322 airplanes, 324 helicopters, 5,534 drones, 20 ships and boats, and 1 submarine. Maps from the Institute for the Study of War, ISW, a United States-based think tank, on Saturday show Ukrainian advances as Russia attempts to capture Donetsk Oblast in eastern Ukraine. Bakhmut has seen some of the most intense fighting since Russian President Vladimir Putin launched his full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. However, the Eastern European country has responded with a stronger-than-expected defense effort, bolstered by Western aid that has blunted Russian military gains. On Saturday, Ukrainian forces advanced on Bakhmut's southern flank, according to the ISW. Citing Russian military bloggers, the think tank reported that Ukrainian forces were able to advance along the forest line north of Klishchivka, about 4 miles southwest of Bakhmut, which serves as a regional hub with highways that lead to strategic cities in the Donbas, such as Kramatorsk and Slovyansk. Russian forces continued to attack north and south of Bakhmut on Saturday, but did not make any claimed or confirmed advances. However, they did make advances around Avdiivka in the Donbas region, according to the ISW. The think tank added in its report that Moscow advanced towards the railway southeast of Stepov, which is about 5 miles northwest of Avdiivka and west of Krasnohorivka, about 5 miles north of Avdiivka, according to geolocated footage published Friday and Saturday. Meanwhile, Kyiv counterattacked Moscow's advances near the railway north of Avdiivka on Saturday, according to the ISW, who cited a Russian mill blogger. Russian forces also marginally advanced south of Chervon, which is in Zhytomyr Oblast, according to geolocated footage published on Friday, as they maintain frontline positions in the southern axis. As Russian forces attempt to encircle Avdiivka, which is considered the gateway to the city of Donetsk, it has suffered huge losses of troops.
Главное, что она не напала.
Постріл! Друже, підходь.